We are the Nerd Eternal Network.
Hello, and welcome to Powers on Payroll here on the Nerd Eternal Network. I'll be your GM for the day, Jason, and with me as usual will be Marigold as the Boogeyman, Curtis as the Influencer,
Hola.
and Taylor as Skater Boy.
Howdy, howdy.
Who remembers where we left off last time? Come on now, it's only been a month.
That is, in fact, how I get put in the dirt memory-wise.
Never mind the holidays and all that kind of jazz going around. All right, I believe
Discord being fun.
Beg your pardon?
Discord is being fun on my end.
Uh-oh. All right, so last time I believe y'all went and you questioned some people.
Mm-hmm.
Got some information, tried to find out about whoever hired them. Had limited success there. Honorroy did let you know that the guy slipped up and almost said his last name. We showed it with a pa sound. As Spear was escorting you back, they got a call of a robbery at a bank with, superpowered individuals involved. Spear officially requested your aid, and you tangled with a group called the Work Crew. And we had pretty much just wrapped up as you were apprehending all of them, except I believe the welder got away.
But not his gun.
But not his gun. So Crusher, Backhoe, and Jackhammer were all in custody. And as you'd approached the vault, they had been talking as though they were looking for something specific.
We had not determined yet exactly what that was.
Correct. You're basically outside the bank. Spear has taken the captured members of the Work Crew into custody. Or had y'all gotten back to base? Because I seem to remember Overman. Maybe y'all had a briefing. I should remember. It's only been a month.
We were in the plane on the way back because I had mentioned to Boogeyman whether or not we should mention that we have the welder's gun, and Boogeyman was like, maybe don't bring that up.
That's right, because you had stuck it in your jorts.
Yeah.
That's right, okay. So just afterwards, back at base. And it was, I think, fairly early in the morning when y'all went to the prison. The secret prison under Zug Island that, they were okay with taking you to since you kind of already knew it was there. So you get back to base, you have the official debriefing, though you had been, talking to him over the phone anyway, or over the comms. Like I believe I'd mentioned before, Overman was pretty happy with your performance. Yeah, it's a shame the one guy got away, but no fatalities, no serious injuries on the part of any of the civilians. So the press is the press is praising you, which is really what's important, isn't it?
Yes.
when you have gotten back, come on now, what was her name?
Carol?
Carol. Yes, Carol Whittaker. She lets you know there is an agent from Spear that is currently speaking with Miss Manhattan.
Not super surprising.
She's like, other Karen is in there with her too.
I say we go check in on our friend.
Why not?
So you wander by. It's one of the conference rooms. You peek in. Miss Manhattan is like, bent over the table. Looks like she's signing something or writing something. There's a lot of paper on the table. Other Karen, Majestic 7, is kind of standing over her shoulder, Head turned down like she's looking at the papers as well. The agent is sitting back, sipping coffee, answering the occasional question.
Nobody we recognize, though.
Not specifically, no.
Yeah, I don't think any of our crew has really had intensive work with Spear outside of Boogeyman.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even here in town, you talk to the guys that come and pick up the prisoners. A few people in the prison. Though not all the people working the prison are necessarily Spear agents, per se.
Mm-hmm.
There's just a lot of cooperating with Spear at that prison. And this guy looks more like an office worker than maybe a field agent.
Yeah, definitely not a cape.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody famous like Landshark has shown up.
Oh, I'm sure they wouldn't let him question anybody, regardless.
Isn't Detroit one of the cities he's legally barred from?
It may be. I forget.
It might. It might.
I think he was barred from New York. Though I think that may have happened in play.
Mm.
Though would that stand up if he was working for the federal government and they sent him in?
I guess that all depends on who's on the Supreme Court at the time.
Yeah, probably so.
Mm.
So anyway, you see her filling out a bunch of stuff.
Boogeyman's gonna step right in. Signing what looks like important legal documents without any lawyer present.
Let's see.
That is a bad look.
The agent kind of holds it. Whoa, 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 whoa. Miss, crap, now I forgot. Now I'm blanking on the last names for the Karens. He tells you Miss McKinley, gesturing towards Majestic 7, has been looking over all the papers and advising Miss Thomas. And it's, well, I guess I can't say it's not legally binding things, but it's not contractual or anything. If the young lady doesn't mind, you can look at the stuff too. And Karen just sort of gestures over. And what it seems to be is the paperwork for giving her like a legal identity.
Huh.
Since, it's not like she was born in a hospital.
Yeah. So I'd imagine this is fairly standard procedure for artificially created people.
Yep, clones, AI use a very similar.
Yep.
Probably not too different from what you have to do with amnesiacs. If you can't figure out who they were.
Mm-hmm.
You hear Carol over your radio. Oh crap! I should have sent somebody from the legal team in there.
Oh, I know my way around a lot of this stuff. You kind of have to whenever you're in my position a lot of the times. Could I make a law roll to make sure there's nothing hinky that's been snuck in there?
Sure, go ahead.
Thank you. So, 1, 6. Nice.
Alright, and the difficulty. Alright, so that's a major success. No, this looks pretty boilerplate.
Okay, it's gonna relax a little bit. I'm just a little bit paranoid. No offense. Like I trust both of your judgments. He gestures towards Karen and M7. Just if I didn't try to, look out for the people I care about, am I really doing my job?
Yeah, Miss Manhattan's like, oh, yeah, that's fine. I appreciate it. Where Majestic 7 is like, yeah, I'm putting off signing any of this till I see if they drag her away to prison or something.
Oh, yeah.
Miss Manhattan does not pay this banter any attention. She just goes back to, signing her name. She does seem to be actually stopping and reading the pages before she signs them, though.
That's good.
But the agent, he asked you how things went at the bank. He heard there was some excitement over there.
Well, who was the welder? Something like that. He got away, but for the most part, we got everybody, the rest of the work crew, on lockdown.
Oh, good. Yeah, you'd be surprised how rare it is that anybody manages to catch all 4 of them. Though I'm sure when the welder comes to try to break them out, I'm sure we'll be ready for him this time.
So how often do they? Like, this isn't me casting aspersions on anyone here. It's just, no, they seem pretty damn competent, all things considered.
He's like, yeah, I guess. I mean, they've only been busted out a couple of times.
Eh.
I mean, once we've gotten hold of them. There's been a few times they were left with local police and, had gotten away before we managed to get there.
Yep, that'll do it.
So Ms. Manhattan finishes the paperwork, hands it over. He kind of goes through it. Everything seems to be in order. He kind of, straightens them up, makes sure all the sides are even, staples them, puts them into his briefcase. Takes out another stack of papers, hands them to M7. You have a month or so before we'll start bugging you about this, but fill this out, whatever you want to, or look over it as much as you feel you need. Looks over at Miss Manhattan. Karen, we'll get you a copy of this as soon as I get it filed. She's giving him her email address or whatever. He gets up, Boogeyman shakes hands with you, and any of the other heroes in the room. Such a he's been seeing you in the news. Such a pleasure to meet you. And then he heads back to his office. Is there anything that you want to do with the rest of your day?
I believe I wanted to work on getting that sensor suite installed in M7's helmet.
And I think I was going to assist with that, what little I could.
Okay.
Yes.
You said it was M7's helmet?
Yes.
Alright. So y'all head to one technical labs. Karen, I guess M7 is Karen 3. Yeah, she pops the helmet off. It's a very plain looking robotic head up underneath there. Not quite as featureless as her helmet, but it's got little glowing eyes and just a little slit where the sound of it speaking issues forth. The professor did not bother to try to make them overly human looking. She seemed a little embarrassed to be showing her face.
Boogeyman's just gonna take the helmet and give her a nod and a thanks.
She's just going to wait over in the corner. She doesn't want to wander around the building like this.
Yeah. And I'm gonna try and make it a rank 5 with a rank 5 gadget installed with a radar, infrared, and night vision capability.
Okay. You said rank 5. I believe Skater Boy is aiding you, so that should give you a +2.
That's a +5 total, so bumping that up to a D6 plus 11.
Ten is the number you want to beat.
That is a 16.
I'm seeing 3 rolls.
But none of them would have been below a 16.
Huh.
Well, yeah, they all beat the 10, so that's all that matters. But it's like it.
I guess we're good.
It's like it
Yeah,
triple. Well, no, there's a 5 plus 6, a D6 plus 6, and then a D6 plus 11.
Yeah, what is the plus you had going into this? Because I thought you had like a 7 intelligence.
I have a 6 intelligence plus a 3 science and technology skill each. So just grabbed one of them, and that +2. So that would have been an 11 total.
Okay, so the bottom one, the 16 you rolled, the total of 16 is the correct one. All right.
Yeah. Maybe I bumped one of the other little.
Yeah, it may have.
It seems like it rolled twice without any bonuses, and then once with the bonuses.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. Because it's not like one popped up and then the other one popped up and then the other one popped up. On my screen, on my roll 20, all three of them hit at the same time. It was very anyway.
Oh.
Anyway, you got the 16, so massive success. You get that integrated into the helmet.
I hate to compliment someone where you have to fight, where we've been having difficulties with yourself a little bit longer. Very elegant designs.
Oh, he's very smart.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, his whole plan may be stupid, but that's more that, arrogant thinking he can change the world all by himself sort of thing. It's weird. We encourage children to think they can think that, but then when an adult actually thinks that, we always have an issue with it.
When a kid thinks that it's, I'm cycling around the house. When an adult does it, it's some weird psychopathic behavior. And before I start before I turn to a pot calling a kettle something or other, it is an attitude I've seen with a lot of other superheroes, so it's not me to just, our opposite.
So that's fair. Though most of those other superheroes aren't trying to mutate the entire population into supers.
That's a little bit much compared to some of the stuff I've seen, yeah.
At least he's self-aware enough that he named the project Hubris.
The fact that he is that self-aware concerns me. If he was just ranting and raving, he would have some ranting and raving maniac. He already would have been taken down by now, but he's really good at this.
Yes, I think he's been active for quite some time without anybody noticing. She is very happy to put her helmet back on.
Not a right now project. I'm going to have to do a little bit of research. I might be able to, knock out a holo projector or something for you. Just so you're not always... He just gestures at her. No offense.
Oh, no, it's all right. I know what I look like.
Just something you can go about your day-to-day without raising eyebrows.
That might be nice, actually. I am a little hesitant to go out like this.
Yeah, the power armor look, it's cool, but it gets you on social media real quick.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you for this. It'll make it a lot easier to pick out any of the sneaky people.
Oh, yeah. I'm always happy to help aid and abet a workplace vendetta.
I don't know if I'd call it a vendetta. She's just kind of a bee.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I guess Carlene's in much the same boat I'm in.
Well, you think that'd make her more a little bit more pleasant to be around, empathetic, but I don't know.
Yeah, she was one of those mean girl types, I'm pretty sure. She needs to lash out at somebody. And I guess I was the only one meek enough that she could kind of get away with it.
Yeah. Situation's changed.
Yes. Things are definitely going better for me now. Even if it's weird with three of me running around.
I mean, we could like try to get a fourth if that like the number situation helps.
Not where I was. Besides, if we had four, then if we voted on something, we could potentially tie. Three is probably a nice round number, triangular number. Well, anyway, thank you. I'll leave you to the rest of your day.
Yeah, not a problem. You need anything else, get back to us, and I'll let you know whenever I have anything related to that hollow projector thingy idea I just had.
Okay, thank you very much. And she heads out.
Boogie's gonna turn to Skater Boy. So you think she'd be okay with dating somebody who's like organic?
Like you?
Hypothetically?
I mean, like, and I look, is K2 still in the room?
No, y'all had to wander over to one of the labs.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Miss Manhattan hadn't come with you, and Majestic 7 has just left. You're carrying free at the moment.
I don't think I'm, like, gonna be the best to, like, explain any of that to you, but, like, relationships aren't always on, like, a physical matching level, so it's like, as long as your vibes match up, I don't see why it wouldn't be able to work out.
Yeah, I don't. Bad with people? I am mostly just bullshitting through this.
Aren't we all?
What? No, I'm like completely in control 90% of the time now. I mean, like when I was in my 20s, it was like a bullshit city, but like now.
Cross that Rubicon when I come to it. Oh God, wait, am I trying to get her ingratiated to me before I...
Well, I mean, like, so is like buying people flowers. Like everybody does it. We just like say it's a different thing. It's all right. You'll be like fine.
Watch out for the friend zone.
That is not a helpful sentence to say. Because, like, if you don't want to be friends with a person you're dating, like, why are you dating them?
I know, like, worst case scenario,
I'm
she
just
says,
offering dating advice. I'm not saying it's good dating advice.
influencers should absolutely write a dating book.
Yeah, it's called The Art of the Game. All right, but like, where are we planning to like go from here?
That is a very good question.
Well, part of me wants to find out what the art crew were actually looking for in the bank, but that would also involve probably some illegal activity on our part, which I have never done. I'm a good, upstanding citizen.
I'm curious what they were after too. I mean, to be honest.
Well, should we like call up Spear for when they interrogate them?
Yeah.
But also, they're like super profesh, so I don't expect to hear like a lot.
Yeah, let's go with the interrogation route first, and then after that, I don't know, we get creative. Because I am wondering if this is somehow connected to the string of Babylonian artifacts being nicked.
What was that about the Babylonian artifacts?
If this is connected to the string of Babylonian artifacts being nicked.
Oh, well, that was it Nosferatu's gang?
Mm-hmm. Wondering if their employer switched to a different crew of freelancers.
No, always a possibility. So, okay, so when are you going to call Spear?
Yeah, Boogie will
I
do
think
it.
we should.
Alright, so you call Spear up, you're talking to them again. They won't be able to get you any time with them today because they're doing their booking. They're having to go through their whole process.
Yeah.
But they are real happy with how you wrapped up the bank thing quick. Relatively minor collateral damage, especially low compared to a lot of the crews. A lot of the crews work. They're not complete psychos when it comes to people, but they really like busting stuff up.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe
Low
it's just
body
that their
count,
powers,
high profit.
right? And maybe that's just because that's kind of how their powers, tilt. But yeah, in the next day or two, they should be able to get you in to talk to them. It'll be the same procedure as last time. They'll send the van by to pick you up. And hopefully, there won't be a bank robbery afterwards this time.
Mm-hmm.
As you're getting off the phone with them, Carol comes over your comms. There's somebody down in the... I've gotten a call from the lobby. There's somebody down there that wants to talk to you. A Dr. Sergey Rustova? Rustova? Rustova, I think that's it.
Does that name ring any bells?
Nope.
What was the name that we were given by Nosferatu and her buddy?
Mikhail.
Mikhail, okay.
And then that one guy said, the guy started to say his last name once and it sounded like a PO sound.
Well, let's go down there and find out.
Yeah.
All right, so you load in the elevator. You head down. The elevator opens, and a man falls back into the elevator.
Oh.
Like he was like he had been sitting down with his back leaned against the elevator door.
Okay, so not corpse.
No. He is breathing, though he does appear to be unconscious. In fact, everybody you can see standing in nobody is standing in the lobby. Everybody you see in the lobby seems to be laid over. As you step out of the elevator, you can see the receptionist is slumped over her desk. The receiver of her phone is falling to the floor. It's the lobby area. There's a little sitting area. There's some people sitting, that were sitting in their seats. They seem to be kind of slumped over. There's people that look like they were just walking and dropped.
Interesting.
It was a security
Anybody look
guard that
into-
fell into the elevator.
Mhm.
Nothing looks any worse. Nobody's laying in pools of blood or anything like that.
Yeah.
A couple of people that failed
wanna
are
make
probably
sure
going to have
nobody-
bumps and bruises.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me
Okay.
awareness
Sure.
as you take all this in.
Oh yes, awareness, my favorite role in this character.
6 is the number to beat.
It's a 9.
5.
Influencer got an 8. Well, you almost got there. You see an unmarked van out the front door.
I will point out the van for those that did not. Make
And
the roll.
somebody is jumping into the side door and sliding the side door in the van shut.
Is this like the 4th kidnapping this building has had?
Like at a certain point, what do you do to really? You know what? No, screw it. I'm gonna run towards the van.
All right. You hear Carol over your comms. Wait, there's been a kidnapping? What? Holy crap! What happened in the? I was just looking at the lobby 5 minutes ago. Let me rewind the tapes. I'll the security footage. I'll see what happened. All right, but y'all are running out the door.
Yes, we are.
All right, so the van is starting to pull away.
Well, time to throw down my board.
So yeah, as y'all come busting out the door, the driver notices you, slams on the gas, takes off, cuts off somebody in the traffic who slams on their brakes. And he's angrily honking a horn.
I'm happy to chase after it on skateboard.
Okay. So you speed out. It speeds down the road. You speed after it. And where a lot of the city is not as popular as it was, it's still the streets are still pretty busy around here. So their speedy getaway is not actually being all that fast. But when they notice that, they go up on the sidewalk, to cut a corner and miss one red light. People are diving out of the way. Whoever's in the van is honking his horn.
Luckily for me, my skateboard is very accessible.
Yeah, you don't have any trouble keeping up with him. I think you're as fast as a race car.
I'll double check the speed just to be sure. Because I always forget exactly where things land on that.
Yep. Where's the benchmarks?
I'm as fast as a car, cheetah, or falcon. Not as fast as a fast race car or a fast helicopter.
Okay. So level 3, not level 4. Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm slower than an F1, but I'm fast. I'm, regular car speed.
Unmarked panel van, you're probably gonna be as fast as that at least. Plus, you can maneuver through the crowds better. Because while the van is making some very dangerous maneuvers, they're not actively gunning for people. All right, so you catch up with the van. Almost immediately. They go a few hundred yards down the road before they do that, cut across the corner of the sidewalk thing. So you're right up at the back of the van. What are you doing?
Are the back doors locked?
Even or odd?
Even.
They are locked.
Ah. I guess I'll just contact the team on radio of like, I'm just sketching the car at this point.
Yeah, we'll radio to get the flyer in the air now and have it pick us up in the street.
Okay. Carol radios your pilot.
You can always try and take out the tires.
Like, they're already doing wild enough maneuvers with a functioning vehicle. I really don't want them to, like, topple into civilians. Like, it's clearly don't have, like, super tech on the van. I'm just gonna, like, leave it as is until we catch up to it.
Alrighty.
So are you still hanging on to the back of the van?
Yeah, I'm still
Okay.
staying attached to it.
Basically, you're just on your skateboard, hands on the handle of the door, so it's pulling you along. Okay. I imagine we've all seen Back to the Future. You can hear some arguing inside the van, with one guy loudly yelling, "Fine!"
I will go ahead and toss spray on knee pads on myself just in case I am in a dangerous location.
Someone is trying to open the back doors. That you've got your handle, the two handles. Well, maybe just one handle if you've been pulling out the spray on knee pads.
Well, if they're gonna open it for me, I'll let go and get back to kicking the ground.
All right, so you let go and drift back. Enough for the doors to open. The doors flop open. The guy standing there holding a round metallic object about baseball size. And you know how in Star Wars you'd have the thermal detonators, the little button that would slide, just a metal sphere with a button that would slide forward?
Yep.
It's kind of like that. Smaller, like I said, about baseball size. And he starts making a little humming noise as he pushes the button forward. And then he just kind of casually underhand tosses it towards you, Skater Boy.
Is there a way to looking in the van for a brief moment, is there like a person tied up or something?
He's not tied up. You see a man in a briefcase. He's just laid out. There's the guy with the baseball-sized object right at the back, and then there's a man driving.
So with my athletics and super speed, am I able to catch this object and throw it to the front of the van?
I don't see why you couldn't make the attempt. We will handle it. All right, he's throwing it at you, so that would be coordination. So you're dodging it would be coordination. What we're going to do is treat it like a parry. How in hand-to-hand combat, if you roll well enough on your defensive roll, you get a free shot on them.
Yes. All right.
So you'll need a massive success.
Understood. Is there a roll I'm going against that I can see?
I was just about to click it. 5 is the number to beat.
All right. I will go ahead and rack my probability control to give myself a +2. Will my athletics go into this just like with dodging bullets and stuff?
Yes, I think it should.
All right. I got a 10.
That is a massive success. So he does that little underhanded toss to you with a smile on his face. And then just quick as lightning, you reach up, snatch it out of the air, and sort of throw it back over his shoulder.
Yeah, just trying to get it back up to the passenger seat.
And it just sort of arcs. Foop. The guy that threw it at you just looks horrified and looks over his shoulder. From where you're at, you can see the driver turn and look into the passenger seat just as the thing goes off.
Odd.
There's what looks like a little electric discharge. And you can feel static kind of pass over you.
Oh, this was like a bad idea.
Give me a strength roll.
I don't think athletics is really going to help me here, huh?
Nope.
An 8?
You got
Yeah, I'll
lucky
take
with
it.
my roll because that's a 6 the number to beat. So you're fine. It makes you shudder a little bit. You feel all tingly. The driver is also fine. But the guy that threw it at you gives a little twitch and falls over.
In what direction?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I'm
'Cause he
full
was-
of them today.
He was holding on to the door he had opened, tossing with his other hand. Yeah, he'd be falling towards you out of the vehicle.
Am I able to push his unconscious body further back into the van?
Yeah, we'll call this a next round. Just give me a we'll say prowess roll because you're up close.
Will athletics, martial arts, or wrestling, one of them, help me here?
I would say martial arts or athletics would.
Okay, cool. I'm using the athletics.
7 is the number to beat.
13 is the roll I got.
All right. So yeah, you managed to stop him from falling out on the asphalt, which would probably hurt.
And was that the only other person other than the driver?
Right. You now have 2 unconscious people in the driver.
Am I able to touch the other unconscious person and just pull them out?
As things go on, as the guy keeps driving, he's looking over his shoulder now. Not, it's like he doesn't want to stop, but he's very concerned about what you're doing back there. Meanwhile, the rest of you, are you standing on the sidewalk waiting on the flyer, or were y'all running after the car?
Probably running towards the car.
Okay.
I think so too.
So y'all managed to get to the corner of the building, around the corner, so you kind of see half of this stuff go off. What this thing that must be some kind of, maybe it's some kind of taser grenade. Because y'all can see a kind of static field that passes. And it's got a decent area. It catches some people on the sidewalks. Well, on the right hand sidewalk. Luckily most of them had stopped, with the commotion, so they were just kind of standing there when they slumped to the ground. Definitely looks like a big enough area that it would explain what happened to the people in the lobby. Then Sketterboy, you're kind of half crawl into the van to get the apparent kidnapped victim.
I'm having to do a little 1 foot on top of the board, 1 foot under the board, just to make sure it doesn't get away from me if I take too much weight off.
Okay, you push the guy further inside the kidnapper. And then you're crawling up on the guy with the, he's laying there. There's a briefcase laying next to him.
Is it possible to get to him and the briefcase?
Yeah. They're right there together.
Yeah. I'll scoop and collect, and I'll just shout to the driver, hey, I'm getting the guy you wanted to take. You might want to stop the vehicle.
He starts slowing down in the car.
Wow, that's like
Or
super
van.
nice of you.
And then you see him drawing a pistol out from under his shirt.
Yeah, but like, that's about what I expect out of people like you.
So meanwhile, the rest of you are running down the road. You see Skater Boy climbing into the van. You hear a rush of air as the Detroit Electric Flyer drops down over you. And you hear your pilot, Diego, over the radio. I had to skip a few of the pre-flight checks. Don't tell the FAA or FFA, whoever it is that's in charge of that.
Don't tell FIFA.
Not them, I'm pretty sure.
You'd be surprised what they have control over.
So he drops down low. People all over the sidewalk got the cell phones out. Y'all can just sort of hop up into the side of it. He lifts up enough that he's not going to hit any of the street lights. But just as y'all start whipping down the road, you see the van is starting to slow down. Meanwhile, inside the van, Skater Boy, the guy's taking a shot at you. This does not look like a normal pistol.
Uh-oh.
Have you ever seen the weapon that the Soviets were supposedly developing for their astronauts?
Oh, the self-contained can shoot in space gun?
Yeah,
Where like has the air chamber within it?
Well, this one wasn't bullets. This one would have damaged their. It was a laser, but not like a laser beam blaster kind of thing. But it would damage your eyes. It would I think it would damage cameras. It's a little up in the air whether they were really developing it or whether it was just propaganda, BS. But it has a kind of 50s ray gun look to it. This kind of has a 50s style ray gun look to it.
Oh. You should probably keep your eyes on the road.
Well, he's slowing down.
But he is shooting me.
Yes, he is attempting to shoot you. That is an 8.
A drive-by that's following the speed limit. How unorthodox.
They'll never expect it.
You said an 8?
Yes, 8 is the number to beat.
I have a 9. But it is not shooting a projectile that I can grab, though.
No. It is a beam of light that streaks past you. It's bright enough it kind of hurts your eyes a little bit, like if you ever watched an arc welder. If you ever seen an arc welder, when you didn't have the shades on, it's that kind of bright, but it's just for a flash. Though it does look like he was trying to hit you in the face with it. Outside, you see the little beam of light shoot out of the car or the van, and it goes about 50 meters, maybe, before it kind of spreads out and dissipates. With all the commotion going on, there are no cars close behind the van, so everybody behind the van is giving it plenty of space.
The smart move.
Yep. The Flyer is now directly over the van, matching speeds with it.
Boogie's gonna do something ill-advised.
Boogie is a superhero.
Gonna try and jump down on the roof of the van, or jump down on the hood of the van.
All right.
Yeah, no English.
The roof, the hood, the bonnet. Some part of the top of the car.
The top, but not the top. The top over the engine.
Yes.
Gotcha. All right, give me a coordination. Athletics would help you have it.
Sure. I'll bump that up to a 7.
And while the car is moving slowly, it is a moving vehicle, or the van, it is a moving vehicle. Man, I keep rolling ones for y'all's difficulties. So a total of 5 is the number needed. You got an 11.
So,
So that is a massive success. So you come out, you drop down, coat flaring up behind you like a cape, as you land superhero pose on the hood of the van.
I am not screaming internally. I'm just holding on to the hood as tight as I can. Taking stock of what I see inside. About ready to smash the windshield of my bat.
All right. So what you see is the driver turned around in his seat, pointing a Buck Rogers-looking ray gun at Skater Boy. He does a quick glance over his shoulder, like he wants to make sure he's not about to drive into anything. And it's quick glance, and as he's turning back, he does a whole double take and spins back around when he sees you're sitting on the hood of his car. Influencer, what are you doing?
Probably not jumping on the hood of the car.
It might be a little crowded with 2 people.
Yeah, I don't suppose I have I'm assuming I can't see anybody in the car from where I'm at on the plane.
No. If you dropped onto the top of the van, you might be able to peek over the back end in there and see somebody.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold my action.
Okay.
For now.
Oh, let's see. Whip It is going to get to. We'll put Whip It at the edge of the door. Hanging on with one hand, whipping the other one, like ready to hit a target of opportunity if somebody sticks their head out, or maybe even try to catch somebody with their whip if they fall. If they fall. Meanwhile, on the hood of the car, what are you doing, Boogeyman?
Gotta swing that bat right into the windshield.
Okay.
And +2.
6 the number to beat. Alright, that's another massive success. So you rear back with a baseball bat. The driver kind of jerks the car, side to side a little bit. But you've got your hands kind of, right up under the top end of the hood. Nice firm grip. You bring that baseball bat down onto the windshield. Breaking it right in front of the driver. Nice big hole. It spider webs out, kind of caves in. Leaving you, plenty of room to reach through if you wanted to. You might need to widen it a little bit to crawl through. Or maybe crawling through would widen it more. But where the driver was coming back around with his gun, he's hanging onto the steering wheel with one hand. He's got his ray gun in the other one. He was kind of bringing it up to fire, but when all that glass broke, he pulled his arm back to shield his face. So he won't be shooting this round. Skater Boy, you've got your hands on the kidnapped victim.
And Das Briefencase.
Oh, yes, and his briefcase.
Yeah, I'll just finish pulling them out, get back on my board, and slow down to the sidewalk.
Okay. So you have removed the victim and his belongings from the scene of action.
Yes.
So you coast to a stop. You get over on the sidewalk with him. Several civilians run up and ask you, if everything's okay. One of them, you hear somebody already calling the police.
Yeah, it was like an attack out of nowhere. They came just trying to kidnap this guy. We don't know why yet, but obviously from the inclusion of their illegal driving antics, it's clear they didn't want to get stopped and asked any good questions. So we had to stop them before they became a threat to everybody that wanted to walk on a sidewalk today.
And as you're saying this, you see numerous cell phones out, recording. Meanwhile, the driver of the van at this point slams on the brakes. Give me a strength roll, Boogie Man.
Will do. Will athletics give me any help with?
Yes, you can use your athletics.
All right.
5 is the number to beat. You're getting a lot of massive successes.
I'm not complaining, but I do feel a little bit bad.
So he slams on the brakes. The van screeches to a halt. You feel your feet, or your foot and knee, the way you landed, lift up off the hood, but your grip stays firm. So in that van, is thinking like when you slam on the brakes and the front of the car kind of dips. It's like you come up off the hood just a little bit, but you hang on firm.
Yeah.
The driver is now scrambling to get out of the car. Kicks his door open, steps out. That's as much as he gets done.
I shout, "Oh yes, please make my job easier."
Well, now he goes to point the gun at you again. Influencer, you can now see somebody.
Did they completely stop?
Yes. Yeah, he slammed on the brakes. He was already slowing down, and then that last little bit, he slammed on the brakes to try to throw Boogeyman off. And now he's jumped out of the driver's side. Like in those police videos where they're in the police chase, and at some point the guy jumps out of the car and runs.
The car stopped, and he's trying to make a run for it.
Right.
I am going to try to step in and make him stop.
All right. And I believe that will use his will. 8 is the number to beat.
I will never beat that.
Nobody likes false modesty. You rolled a 1 on the dice and beat him by 2. You got your lowest possible roll with that power with an 11, which more than beats his 8. So really, he never had a chance. So Boogie, you see him jump out of the car, take about 2 running steps, and then just sort of stop. Influencer, you are in control. He has got this Flash Gordon Buck Roger looking ray gun in his hand.
I am going to... I'm assuming he's got a holster for it of some kind.
Nothing on his sides. You look inside, like under his jacket, and it's in there. He's got the underarm holster.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to holster that and hold up my hands to show I am not a threat.
Boogie's gonna hop off. Influencer, that you?
Yep.
I'm gonna give him a high five and then tie him.
All right. Influencer, you have been zip tied. Unless you resist.
No, and we want to talk to him. So I guess once he's zip tied, I will step out.
He kind of gives a start. When you step out of him, he kind of gives a start. Looks around. No, 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 no.
Yes, 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 yes.
You don't understand. I wasn't vested yet.
You aren't vested?
Yes, yes, my retirement. I've only. I should probably have a lawyer. He just
So dial this back. Are you, so you're working with has a retirement plan for you guys?
Well, yes. Why would I work for someone if there was no retirement?
Very commendable. I'm gonna, take away his weapons, search him.
All right, he's got a little cash in his pocket, no wallet, no identification.
Mhm.
He's got a cheap-looking cell phone. Let's see. The little ray gun-looking thing is all he had on him, weapon-wise.
I suppose there's nothing. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, there's another unconscious guy in the back of the van.
Zip tie, certain.
He had a couple more of those baseball-sized doohickeys in a coat pocket.
Hey, you guys might want to hold on to that.
And
Yeah, gonna.
did they explode or did they just do a pulse?
They just did a pulse.
Okay, so there's the spent one still in the passenger seat
Yeah.
as well.
Grab that too, and
Might be something useful to replicate in the future.
So traffic kind of stops on this road. Oh, just 1 second. I believe we have a mic.
If not immediately, then soon.
Yes, yes.
Hey everyone, can you hear and see me?
I can hear and see you.
they're great.
All right, where he is? There we go. All right, got the cameras adjusted.
I'm gonna stay on mute because I'm still
Coughing a bit.
a little under. Yeah.
Alrighty. All right, so traffic's pretty much stopped on this road. It's a few minutes before the police get there. Skater boy, as you're administering to the kidnapped victim, he starts to rouse up. By the time you hear police sirens, he's starting to rouse up some.
Well, like, hey, buddy, you got
Yeah.
there's some guys trying to kidnap you. We stopped them. You're currently on the side of the road, just a couple blocks away from the Futro building. Your briefcase is next to you. Is there anything else we need to get out and make sure that you've got on you?
He kind of passed. No, the briefcase was the important part. It has my research. Oh, yes, you're Skater Boy. Yes. I was coming to see you. Oh, you and your team.
You're like Sergey.
Yes, Dr. Sergey Rostova.
And what's your research?
Well, now you're up at the van. They're further back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And the doctor gets to his feet, and little wobbly at first, but he seems to be okay. He grabs his briefcase. He kind of pops it open. Okay, yes. That doesn't look like anyone got into it. And then he notices the van off, with Boogeyman and Influencer standing around.
Got any idea on who it is that wanted to jump you so bad?
He sort of glances around at all the people with cell phones out recording.
Yeah, you could tell me you just have an idea and we can discuss it in depth in private.
Yes, I do have some idea of whom it might be.
All right. Let's get you back to Futuro.
Yes, that would be great.
All right.
So do you walk back or do you put him on the back of your board?
Would you prefer to walk back, or do you want to take the flyer, or do you want to ride on the board? What's your preference?
He goes, we can take your vehicle. I've never been a skateboarder.
Understood. We'll give it a minute for them to get over here then.
Well, you see the police have arrived and they're starting to talk to Boogeyman. Boogeyman, the police show up, ask you what went on.
Give him a rundown. An attempted kidnapping.
Okay. So they were using some sort of high-tech weaponry?
Yeah, he's all holds up one of the little stun grenades. Sends out some sort of taser pulse. Pretty sure they used one of them in the lobby of the Futuro building. But also, I think a ray gun? I don't know what I don't want to pull the trigger on it to see what it'll do. Outside of a firing.
He's like, yes, there's some spear specialists that will probably take a look at that for us. We'll just put in this evidence bag here. So he gathers any of the weaponry you choose to hand him. Are you trying to keep any of it?
I will hand over the discharged one.
Okay. Now he drops that in evidence bag. They cart the guys off. They question some of the surrounding people, and plenty of people have video to show them. By the time y'all get back to the Futuro building, this is all over the social medias. Skater Boy. There's no footage of Skater Boy racing up to the back of the van. Most of the videos kind of start with him hanging onto the back of the van. Somebody's gone through and done a compilation where they've taken everybody else's videos, as the van was flying by. So you've got a series of them where you kind of see, what Skater Boy's doing in sequence, but it's all jumpy from different cameras. There's some beautiful footage of Boogeyman leaping out of the flyer and landing on the hood of the car, though.
Hey, you almost look cool.
You do. Little do they realize. There's also footage of the guy getting out, taking 2 running steps, stopping, holding up his hands, Boogeyman saying something to him, high-fiving him, and then the influencer just sort of stepping out of him after he'd been zip-tied.
Mm.
A lot of people are talking about how cool that is, and a few people are talking about how potentially disturbing that is.
Mm-hmm.
It hasn't been exactly a secret what the influencer did, but the company's been careful not to overly advertise.
Sure.
Well,
Yeah, but with that being his only trick, we kind of knew at some point it was going to become public knowledge.
Yeah. And Futuro's media department or marketing. Well, marketing, media, whatever it is. They have some things prepped to take care of that. But yeah, so the police question you, since Skater Boy and Sergey, we're going to go back in the flyer. They approach. The police get a full report from Sergey. They really wanted to let the EMTs check him out, but he insists that he's okay. So it takes a little while before they cut you loose. But they do eventually let you back. When you get to back to the Futro building, the lobby is more or less back to normal. There's a couple of people that like bump their heads or something, when they were stunned at the Futro's Doc Tyler and some of y'all's medical crew, Doc Tyler and whatever nurse was on duty, they're down there checking people out. You see Dr. Tyler shining a light in somebody's eyes, like checking him for a concussion. You see he's got a big knot on his forehead. Doc gives all you a nod as you walk through.
Nobody too banged up, right?
No. Bumps, bruises. That one guy with the big knot on his head.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like when he fell, he clipped something on the way down. But
Yeah.
Overman is down there seeing, almost like he's overseeing it, even though he's not really doing anything. But he approaches you, as you come in. Carol checked the footage. Shortly after, that fella there points at Sergey. We see him come in, talk to the receptionist. He's waiting. Two men entered in behind him, and both of them looked like they threw a couple of baseballs. We've gathered them up, and there's police here because of course they reported it. So, the police took the spent ordnance, I guess. Seemed to be some sort of. It stunned the people, but it also fritzed our cameras out for just a few seconds. Then he'll get in the elevator with you. According to Carol, you could see this sort of static ball come out of it, and as the static would hit, as that field would hit the cameras, they would glitch, and static for a second as it passed over them. I've already got the maintenance department looking over to make sure there's no permanent damage to the hardware. I see you got the doctor back.
Yeah, everything went shockingly smoothly.
Oh, I don't know why you'd be shocked. You're professionals. He looks over at Sergey. They're really quite good.
Oh, hope for the best, expect the worst.
Sergey's not. Yes. I've been hearing wonderful things about them. It's why I came to them for help. Is this your? Sergey is gesturing towards Offerman. Is this your public relations person? Then Offerman kind of jumps in with publicly corporate liaison. Though it does end up handling their publicity quite a bit. Please, we'll get you to a conference room. You can tell us what this was all about. So sitting down in the conference room, Sergey's like, I came to you for help after the bank robbery, or the attempted bank robbery this morning. He sets his briefcase down, opens it. Now, I have no proof that the work crew was after my deposit box specifically. But as the news said they're the sort of villains that are often hired help for people. And I had just recently put my research in the bank for safety.
We did hear them say they were searching. They were looking for something specific. But we didn't know what they were after.
Yes, like I said, I have no evidence that it was me they were trying to rob, but it seems like quite a coincidence.
What is your research?
I used to work for Volkov Industrial Tech in Kaliningrad. He says it's a small area of Russia over in Europe. It's cut off from most of Russia.
He had something of a tangential encounter with the CEO recently.
Dmitri? You've spoken to Dmitri?
Oh, we interrupted a telecon.
Then he looks over at Offerman. Your company was speaking with Dmitri?
No. He was in contact with a mad scientist by the nom de plume, Professor Prometheus.
That makes a certain amount of sense. Maybe a little odd that Dmitri would be speaking to such a person himself. Speaking to a known villain seems like the sort of thing he'd have a flunky do. But yes, I worked for Dmitri. Specifically weapons research. But we had a disagreement of sorts. And I resigned from the company. I narrowly avoided some rather unpleasant men as I was leaving Europe. Again, I suspect I know who sent them, but I have no proof.
So I assume your research is in regards to whatever you were developing led to a disagreement?
Yes. I discovered some of my previous research, some of the devices I had previously worked on for him, had fallen into the hands of the sorts of individuals that you would that you would deal with. Colorful costumes, colorful names. This was not specifically it was a glider device I had created. Less of a weapon itself, though it could potentially be adapted into a weapons platform. But
who was getting your weapons?
A small villain group in Estonia. I don't remember exactly what their name would translate into in English. But when there was footage of them using these individual flyer devices, well, I recognized the design. Dimitri did not care for me asking questions about how these men might have acquired such tech. When I reported to the authorities, I wasn't, surprisingly, I wasn't fired. But things became quite tense. I began to find more indications that some of our prototypes and such had come up missing.
And you're assuming this Dimitri, your former employer, is who was after you.
Yes. We got into it rather heavily about this. He claimed that it's supervillain, so they must have simply stolen whatever devices they had. Except we never built that many flyers, not enough to outfit an entire team. It was a prototype. I was never able to find any proof that he was manufacturing things and selling them specifically, but I quit and I've taken my research with me. The grenades they used. I won't go into the details on how they work exactly, but they temporarily disrupt electrical signals. Specifically designed to non-lethally take out human targets. Though they work pretty well on drones and really any unshielded electronics. It's another reason I think I know who sent these gentlemen. Whether they're proper employees or hired help. Possibly they were here to monitor how the work crew, how their robbery did, or perhaps to pick up my research if the crew had found it.
The driver did mention that he wasn't vested yet, so I suspect they were for employee or
Yes.
proper employee.
Quite possibly. VIT does have a good retirement program. I will give Dimitri credit for that. He is quite fond of retaining staff. Thinks it's the only way to truly build up a loyal workforce.
About that part of things.
Mm-hmm. But if they've been keeping close enough eye on me to know which bank I put my research in, there's nowhere I feel safe leaving it. I was hoping you could aid me. I mean, what sort of crazy person would try to break into a superhero's base?
More than you'd expect.
Oh,
but with less success than you would fear.
Oh, well, that's good at least.
Also, like, not to be the kind of weird guy that says this, but like, is your research the kind of thing where like you would rather it not fall in anyone's hands, or would you like rather it be distributed like as publicly as possible as to mitigate the use of one militaristic force over like everyone else?
I don't mind the idea of selling it to an individual government, but if Dimitri is simply selling it to criminals, that I find unacceptable. At the mention of selling it, Offerman kind of perks up. So what sort of weaponry research were you doing currently? Well, I am not a techie myself. The Futro, is a technologies company. If you sold it and another company had it, that might very well stop Dimitri from chasing you.
He's got a point.
You see Sergey kind of narrow his eyes at Offerman. I'm not opposed to speaking of it, though I already have a meeting with Maxner Technologies.
Is that Mr. Manhattan?
Yeah. Their only hesitation is they don't really focus on weaponry generally.
I feel like we are currently not in the specific research section, but more in the public heroics sector, in good relations with Maxter Tech. I think we could talk to them, at least.
You're saying this to Sergey?
To Offerman.
Oh. He's like, yes, perhaps.
We don't want to step out of line, but we can talk to see if we get, the secondary option.
I will have to talk to the shareholder or pass this information up to the shareholders to see what they want to do. Hang on, I need to make some calls and offer and get some heads out.
So, are you hoping to have us get you a safe delivery to your meeting, or was this asking us to simply hold you for a period of time?
I suppose to hold me for a period of time. The meeting with Max Tech I had set up last week. That was not a reaction to what happened. You're just you're not the only superheroes in town, but you're the well-known ones, and the ones that people know how to get in touch with you. I decided to simply come by the building rather than call in advance in case anyone was monitoring my calls. Apparently they were having me watched, so all the good that did.
Well, it did do the good of them not being able to prepare to jump you by knowing what direction you were headed. So it did, in effect, help you get here to where heroes could help you before they could stop you.
Oh, yes. I suppose that is a good way to look at it. But can you aid me? Will you aid me?
I mean, I don't think we have any reason to, not help you.
I might not fully approve of your profession, but I'm gonna let you get just off, and God knows what happens to you.
Yes, I understand. Everyone tends to frown on weapon designers, but if the ones in your country weren't working, then the ones in other countries would overcome you. It's a nasty little spiral, but it is what it is.
Maybe we'll have a world one day where weapons design is just, look at this cool explodey thing.
Perhaps, but I suspect they'll be in the far future.
Yeah.
Right now, war is still too profitable.
Have you considered getting into contact with Spear and going into a sort of witness protection program?
Well, I've only had a couple of hours. This was the first thing I thought of that seemed to have a reasonable rate of success or reasonable chance of success.
Mm-hmm. Something to consider in the future, maybe.
Yes, perhaps. After I speak with Max Tech and, well, apparently Futro now. I had not been planning to speak with Futro. Their reputation is mixed.
Not to put too fine a point on it, we are a bit of a... The existence of our team is a bit of a Hail Mary for public relations.
Well, one that is undoubtedly paying off, though.
Can't fault the good we've been able to do.
As you're talking, the two Karens walk in. You see Sergey kind of perk up when he sees Majestic 7. Kind of like a car guy if he sees a fancy car. It's like, ooh.
Do be respectful. She is completely autonomous and sentient.
Well, yes, I assumed it was a suit of armor. I've never tried to build or design a suit myself, but I'm fascinated with the technology. So many systems integrated into one. Well, combined into one system, I suppose. So the Karens, walk in. M7 realize, recognizes him looking at her. You hear that little interchange. She goes, yes, it's armor. It's who is he?
This is Professor Sergey. I'm sorry, sir. What?
Rostov.
Rostova. Rustova. Or Rostova. I think it's Rostova. Rostova.
He's going to be under our care for just a little bit. He's gotten into a situation with a former employee. Also has some connection to former employer, however tangential.
So it's like, oh. Miss Manhattan just walks up to shake his hand. Oh, well, who's your employer? And he rattles off Dimitri's name again. She's like, wasn't that the guy y'all saw on this monitor when you were rescuing me? Oh yeah, I'm all for helping this guy. She's like, not that I get a vote or anything. He goes, thank you. I cannot tell you how relieved I am. I'll try not to be of any trouble to you. My meeting with Mr. Maxner is it's in 2 days.
I'm fairly confident we can keep the heat off you for a couple days.
Excellent.
I mean, like, if those two guys are like the level of people they're gonna throw at us, then yeah.
Yeah, they really did.
I still think you should consider doing business with Futuro.
He goes, "Oh, I will definitely keep it in mind." I mean, my plan was simply to shop it, shop the research around, see who would give me a lab to continue it. Now somebody else was saying something.
I think I was about to say something. I've forgotten what I was going to say.
Oh, okay. But let's see. Offerman comes back in. He has spoken to some of the shareholders. Well, to the CEO of the company, I should say. He'd be quite interested in having some of their tech people speak with Dr. Rostova. About what the research is, make sure it's something Futro would be interested in. Though their interest in technology is very widespread and, covers a lot of ground. And he's got somebody from, like, housekeeping, basically, to escort the professor to the room he can be staying in. Let him get settled in. Once the professor's escorted out, Offerman becomes more visibly excited. Oh, the CEO is extremely happy about this.
No,
we don't even know what the doctor is researching, but if we can snipe some tech away from Volkov, that would be quite an upset. You were saying something, Skitterboy?
Yeah, just wanted to make sure that they understood the danger that they're stepping into with that. Because he's clearly willing to engage in illegal and dangerous activities to get this stuff
against a lone scientist. Once we if we get the doctor locked down under contract and he's researching our systems, and patented, then it becomes a lot less useful to him to get the doctor. Even if he kidnaps the doctor at that point, it's not as though he could market his research if it's based off patents that we now own, or license if the doctor insists on keeping the patents for himself. But that's for other departments to work out the details of. Our department bringing this to their attention reflects well on us. And Influencer, I appreciate you backing me up in the conversation. Good man. What do you think the chances are that they will send people here?
Well, they did already send 2, but they were probably just make sure he doesn't get to a safe location because they were watching him. So the chance of a full-on assault is probably low, but we should expect something street level at least when we try to escort him.
Yes. We have a lot of company cars. We could dispatch multiple cars at once. With our underground parking, they are unlikely to spot us. Who got into what car. So even if they knew what day he had the meeting.
Might be the best option because the flyer would be just a very clear and obvious target.
Yes, yes. I mean, if the two little flunkies they sent today were all they had, then the flyer would be great. They'd be unlikely to be able to do much to it. But we have to assume they could hire. They'll have better. Maybe we do send the flyer out the same day, though.
Now, we also have the option, if we're the ones escorting him to a meeting with Maxter anyway, there is the safer option of just like calling up Mr. Manhattan and being like, hey, can you come here and have the meeting at Futuro?
Yeah, I was about to suggest that too.
Which would secure Sergey inside the building. And then he has the meeting just like that with Maxner here. And then the only threat is Mr. Manhattan's travel to and fro, which is not our company's responsibility.
And it gives Futuro a chance to take part in the negotiations and, speak up and say, hey, we would like to do this as well.
Now, and
which you could only benefit from.
Well, as long as we keep that light, we push too heavy, it becomes a problem where we're in a less than personal relationship with Maxner that we've been developing currently, where there could be some shared technologies in the future. But if we just, apply security and we kind of get to hear firsthand whether or not the deal is going to be made or not. And even if it does get made, we still look good as like beacons that allowed this conference and conversation to happen safely.
I totally agree. We are Futuro employees and we want to benefit the company.
Yeah.
We don't need to put too much pressure, but we do want to benefit the company.
Is Futuro even going to allow Sergey to meet with Max Duck?
Well, I mean, like, it would be kind of illegal to stop it from happening, like, actively.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Offer him a nod like, oh, yes. We're not holding him against his will. It might be a little awkward, especially if he actually reaches a deal with Maxter. Oh, that would come down on me. But you are right that we need to keep a light touch. If I was Maxter,
I don't see. Yeah, exactly. I was just thinking the same thing. I don't see how like Maxner would even like accept those terms. I mean, what if he says, well, why doesn't Sergius come under my custody, so to speak?
Ooh, yes, that's a possibility. And it would be very awkward having that conversation in the offices of
I mean,
a business you know is competing with you.
I'm sorry?
Offering was something how awkward it would be coming to the offices of a business you know wants to compete with you in this, to have your meeting with the guy about what it is.
Yeah, we might need to find like can we secure a neutral territory? I mean, I know Sergey's at risk, but I mean, come on, we're the Visionaries, right? What would be a good what could be a good neutral ground, I wonder. Can you refresh my memory? What's the connection between Mr. Manhattan and Max Tech?
Kenneth Maxner is the current owner and CEO of the company. He is Mr. Manhattan.
Oh.
Yeah, we are not quote-unquote personal friends with the guy, but we have operated with him multiple times.
Yeah. You're on friendly
Yeah,
terms with him as a
okay, well,
superhero.
maybe that might
That's why I
actually
was
be.
talking about, like, we could call him and just have him fly over because he is a super powered person.
That's true. Yeah, that makes given that we do have a working relationship with him, that makes things a little more more. I think that would certainly smooth things out. Um, yeah, maybe. I mean, we could just code to the superhero, right? Code to the mask. Um, we are of the cloth, as our friend Guy Gardner would put it. Okay, I'm starting to see how this could work.
And offers like we can make the offer to let him use let him use one of our conference rooms for the conversation, even if none of us, even if nobody from the company is present. He might be willing to do that if we cite the dangers and security issues. I suppose it would be inappropriate to bug the conference room.
Yes, very.
Still, we'll have Sergey right on hand if Maxner isn't interested.
I mean, if I were Maxter, I'd say, I don't know, why don't we just like meet at City Hall and then have both of us like provide security, or some other place.
Well, moving him anywhere is the security concern is moving him anywhere.
Yeah, that's true. And he's here now, so.
I personally would prefer that we
make our
keep him
pitch.
here, but ultimately, I suppose it's up to him and the man he's meeting.
Yeah, let's make our pitch. Let's see what he has to say about it.
All right, who are you making the pitch to?
I would imagine Maxner.
Okay. Well, I didn't know if you want to mention Sergey. Once he's settled in.
Yeah, I guess I got ahead of myself. Here I am treating him like he's a hot potato, and not like someone with his own say in what happens.
So after he gets settled in, they do bring Sergey back. Offerman gives him the rundown, and he's fine with it. He'll if y'all want to try to sneak him to Max Tech, he's fine with that. If Mr. Maxner is willing to come here and talk to him, he'll be happy to speak with him here. Whatever all of you think is the safest. His safety is in your hands.
Safest if we could get Manhattan to come here, I think.
His Offerman thinks that as well. So, which one of you would you say has the best relationship with Mr. Maxner?
Probably not me. I don't even know if we have any kind of relationship apart from beating up the same people.
Well, Majestic said it's like he was very nice helping with me.
Yeah. Maybe between me and Skater Boy, probably.
Yeah, it'd probably be like one of us. Both from just like the inventor angle and the superhero angle.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, excellent then. Work it out between the two of you which one's going to make the call.
Gonna gonna take like a quarter out of my pocket, heads and tails it. Evens or odds on a d6 roll.
Yeah, sure. I'll take heads.
Right.
I guess we'll say heads as
And
odds.
he
Alright, so Scatterbug was taking heads. Looks like it came up tails.
Well, all right then, Mr. Winging It. Let's see what you can do.
all right. Gonna put in the call to Maxner.
Alright, you get you get the Max Tech building. Hello, thank you for calling Maxner Technologies. How may I direct your call today?
Hi, this is Boogeyman with the Visionaries. Is Mr. Maxner available for a one-on-one? We have a business proposal. It's a little bit it's a little bit complicated, but it's in regards into a certain scientist who is looking to sell his research.
Alright, I will pass this message up to him. Mr. Boogeyman.
Yeah, I know it never stops getting a little odd to refer to us by our code names, I guess.
Oh, no, that's quite all right. I mean, I've seen you on TV. I was just surprised that your name is actually on the list of people to immediately, pass along. Though I guess if a superhero is calling you, it's probably important.
It could be anything from, hey, I think I left my utility belt in your car to, hey, the world's about to explode. Please pick up.
Oh, I'm getting a message back. He said he will contact you momentarily.
I thank you so much. And what was your name?
Marcy.
Thank you so much, Miss Marcy.
Oh, a pleasure to be of service.
And sit back and wait for him to contact us.
All right. A couple minutes later, Carol comes on. You've got a video call coming in. She puts it up on the monitor. And it's Maxner.
Mr. Max, thank you for taking the time out of your day to talk with us.
Oh, sure thing. The scientist you were talking about, I'm assuming that's Dr. Rostova?
Yes, sir.
I saw his name come up in the news today.
Yeah, it's actually why we want to call you. He did have a meeting with your company. Did he already have a meeting scheduled, or was he looking to get a meeting?
Oh, he had one scheduled. We were supposed to be meeting him a couple days from now.
About that, he still wants to have the meeting. It's just due to security concerns, and I know this is very unusual and sounds a little corporate espionage. Would you consider having the meeting here at the Futro building, just to minimize the amount of people moving around, potentially making him and the number of potential targets for any sort of reprisals that his former employees might be allegedly attempting to exact?
Oh, he thinks Volkov's the one that's after him? I guess that makes a certain amount of sense.
I don't want to say anything too. Would it be libel or slander? One of the two. I don't want to say anything that might get us sued.
It's slander
Just
because we're talking.
It's slander. If it's in print, it's libel.
Right. And And speaking as not a representative of Futro, but as one professional ass kicker and day saver to another, I will personally make sure everything in the meeting room is as above board as possible. So it will be private, unlistened to conversation. Because I know that is be a concern.
Give me a willpower roll.
And organizer of the Rhodes Ferry Monsters for a +2 to.
Yeah, you know how to put events together, convince people to do things, talk to people about that coordinating events. I'll give it to you.
Thank you, sir.
8 is the number to beat. And you got a 9. So he seems hesitant a little bit, but he finally agrees. And he tells you, this is not me being suspicious of you. But in the tech industry, Futro's got a reputation. They've been suspected of corporate espionage a few times.
Yeah, I understand. It's a lot of more cloak and dagger bullshit than even what I'm usually comfortable with. I will let it be known that Futro is interested in getting into business with a professor. If that puts a finger on the scales of any decisions you might make.
I assume they'd be interested. A little surprised that they would allow us to have the meeting like this, which does make me a little suspicious. They might try to listen in.
I will make sure that they, or at the very least, do my best.
I may bring a couple pieces of equipment myself. Not that I don't trust you and yours. Just the more layers, the better.
Yeah, exactly.
That does
Go ahead.
raise a question. Have we ever checked our equipment to make sure that we're not bugged? Have we ever bug checked ourselves?
Yes, we as soon as we found out the Prometheus was involved in some amount of shareholding with this company, we immediately ran through our equipment.
Oh, I must have forgotten that part too.
Because Skater Boy also checked with his medical equipment and built a tester to make sure it was exactly the compound that it's supposed to be.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
You do know you can be tracked through your comms. As long as they've got a signal. I mean, that's not really any fancier than cell phones. But you can disable your comms. All right, so you make the arrangement. 2 days later, Maxter is driven by in a car. He is showing up as Kenneth Maxter, not as Mr. Manhattan. While his identity isn't exactly secret, it's not super public either. But he comes in, a couple of security guys with him. They're carrying a couple of cases of equipment. As I'm supposed to put this little shindig together. I'm going to assume Boogeyman meets him down there.
Yeah. I hold out my hand to shake his hand.
Oh yeah, he gives you a firm shake. Well, it's good to see you again, especially under relatively pleasant circumstances.
A lot less shooting, a lot less running around for our lives.
Indeed. But the day is young.
Oh, don't jinx us, don't you?
The security guys are like, what are they talking about? I mean, the superhero, okay. But you get up to one of your conference rooms. Offerman has suggested that they use one of them in y'all's base. Maybe he'd feel a little bit less like he's in enemy territory that way. Then Boogie, you've gone over the room. You didn't find any bugs. Maxter's people open their little cases and they use some fancy bug finding tech. And even set something on the desk or something on the table and turn it on. That he says should make any audio being recorded sound kind of staticky. He goes, I know this may come off as a little paranoid, but better safe than sorry.
Tech sector.
So once they get that set up, Sergey comes in. Y'all are there for, or at least Boogie is there for, the two of them, being introduced. And then, y'all are all kind of, shoot out of the room. They've been in there about an hour. When alarms start going off in the base. Where would y'all have been on a day when you didn't have a whole lot else going on? I'm going to assume Boogie was in costume since he went down and met him.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I'd still want to be there because we expect an attack, but I'll just, I guess, be in the gym, staying loose, getting a little workout.
Getting your stretches in for whatever shenanigans may be coming. Influencer, what are you doing? While this
I
meeting is
am
going
hanging close by. I would really like to be a fly on the wall for that meeting for Futuro, but obviously that is not allowed.
Nope.
But I will nervously be hanging nearby.
So you're like down the hallway a little ways. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Offerman is in the base. He made some mention to you that as soon as Maxner leaves, he's supposed to give one of the VPs a call to come in and talk to Sergey. To try to outbid Maxter if Maxter's actually made him an offer. Or to swoop in and make, an offer from Futuro if Maxter chose not to make an offer. Whippet, what would you be doing while this meeting is going on?
Just focusing on security, I suppose. Just keeping my ear onto police channels, stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd be focused on security.
All right. So like I said, after about an hour of the meeting, alarms go off. Carol comes over your comms. We have multiple... what would the term be? I'm thinking of one word, but that's not the word I want to use. Multiple breaches in the building.
Does not sound good.
No, they're starting at ground level and seem to be working their way up. How do we not have any cameras that look at the outside of the building? I mean, we look, out from the building, but nothing that just looks at the building from the outside. Oh, never mind. There's something on YouTube.
What?
Yeah, somebody's live streaming. There's a man climbing up the side of the building. And about that time, y'all start hearing, the little shakes. And you hear a lot of, like far away crashing. That's a very big man.
Oh boy.
Well, we can expect to know where he's gonna go.
Yeah, he's up to the V already.
Well, I guess we get up there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Should we move the doctor?
I mean, it's just one guy, right?
I think it said multiple.
Well, I only see the one guy on the stream, but it's from like a neighboring building. It looks like he's basically kicking his feet into the wall and punching holes in the wall and making his own handholds to climb up the side of the building.
Oh, good lord.
Oh yeah, he's wrecked so many people's offices. Oh,
But yeah,
I better send security and medical down to check all those offices.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like Boogie would be the best at finding a place to stash the doctor.
Well, right now he's like the safest he can be with Mr. Manhattan right there.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like he already has security detail there of a
Manhattan's-
superpowered origin.
Manhattan's tough. So shall we go intercept King Kong?
I've already jumped off this building like once in a dream. I don't really feel like doing it in real life. But if we've got a way to fight him.
What are you about to say, Matt?
Are you suggesting we just hang nearby the meeting room and wait for him to come to us?
Honestly, probably not the worst idea.
And he may very well not be the only attack.
Yep.
Carol's like, I've got an ID on the fella. Are you familiar with somebody named Skyscraper?
What?
Oh,
He's definitely not the only one in the attack.
But do any of your characters
like to roll?
Has Boogeyman not fought Skyscraper and Gothic?
I don't think Boogie has. I might be wrong.
That is what house.
That's incredible.
I'd be able to roll for investigation or law for my knowledge of villains.
Oh yes. Ooh, max roll. 10 is the difficulty. Or 10 is the number to beat.
Doable if I roll a 3.
Looks like you got a max roll as well. Oh yeah. Skyscraper's fairly well-known villain. In recent years, almost always partnered with a woman named Gothic.
I pass that info.
Fights with shadowy daggers and swords and very agile. Shields herself in some way, Just real basic information.
pretty prolific.
Prolific. You know they were arrested over in Egypt after the whole thing with the Pharaoh. But you do remember reading an article where they had escaped from the Egyptian authorities.
Of course.
So, like, we should be prepared for fight against a a very big, tough guy, and someone with spooky shadow powers who likes knives.
Carol's like, I'm checking the inside cameras of the building.
Just the two of them.
But Carol's like, so far I'm only seeing him.
Did we get word on Gothic's power set? Like, I can't remember it both. Certainly in character, but even out of character, I can't remember if she had like Darkness teleportation abilities.
Boogie got a massive success on his check. You're not aware of her having anything like that.
Okay.
She can darken shadows to hide in them, but that's just kind of a stealth. It doesn't really help her. It doesn't really help her sneaking around, walking around doing stuff.
And I suppose we have security lights here to eliminate any shadows within proximity.
Well, she's been seen using her powers out in sunlight, so
okay.
She seems to generate whatever she needs. Though the reports do say when she was working with the Lady Pharaoh that she was doing things with light.
Yeah, she had a slightly different power set during that incident.
Well, it's like she did all
Hopefully
the same stuff. It just looked different.
She had a different outlook on life.
She was much happier. She was important. The boyfriend was a little more
Tentative.
Tentative, that's the word. Tentative, yeah. Really, it was all going her way. And then you hear Carol's voice. Oh, he's almost to the top of the V.
And we're just trucking it to the meeting room?
Yep.
Well, Influence was already pretty close, but
yeah. Well, and I was in the gym, which I guess would probably have been pretty close.
Not too far away. I mean, you're in the upper part. You're in the hero base part that sits on top of the V of the building.
I would ask, could either of our gadgeteers maybe create some kind of I don't know if this some kind of dispersed lighting system to the kind of thing that can eliminate all shadows with some kind of 360-degree lighting system. Is that something that could be whipped up on quick notice?
Yeah, I could probably knock a strobe light.
You might want to keep that maybe in Manhattan's chamber, just in the meeting room, just in case Gothic's doing some kind of pincher maneuver sort of thing.
Yep.
Pincer maneuver, not pincher.
I will attempt to make a rank 4 gadget.
Okay.
Boogeyman will assist.
I'm trying to find DJ Wolfman's Insta Rave.
What does DJ Wolfman's Insta Rave do?
It is a floating disco ball that produces rave strobe lighting in any location. So it would just kind of be a burst effect of that light.
Okay. You said you're going for a rank 4?
Rank 4.
Ooh, roll another 6. So the difficulty is a 10.
And I'll take my second probability control, so it'll be +2 from that, +2 from Boogeyman's assistance.
As he helps you dig through the pockets of your jorts.
Dig deeper, damn you.
All right, so it'll be intellect plus that. Yes. Whew.
You got what you needed. You come out with the insta rave.
Well, it's not off. It's on. It's a branded item. It's DJ Wolfman's Insta Rave.
So I
It's
assume.
like cool because he's actually like a wolf man.
All right, so you run to the meeting room. You open the door. They're in there. Maxner is up and kind of looking out the window of the room. Because by this point, every time he puts his fist into the building, you're feeling it. It's getting quite loud.
Have you ever heard of the villain Scraper?
Skyscraper? Oh, yeah. Never run into him
Uh,
myself, but...
Well, he's here, and his... I don't quite recall from the reports. She's probably here, too, since they've been working together so closely.
Where are we moving the dock to? Or do you have some other plan?
Well,
Go ahead.
the idea was kind of the fact that this would be the safest part. If it's just one person trying to get on, this is the safest location to keep them.
Okay. What are we going to do about the Jolly Green Giant out there?
Genuinely, my go-to plan is gestures towards to influencer.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah.
The other option, of course, is you still have those little grenades we picked up.
Yep.
I can have those on hand for Plan B.
Plan B. And
C, of
plan.
course, is a whip to the face.
Well, I probably the thing to do is we need to keep people here watching the professor. So I can go try to intercept Skyscraper. And we can pretty much count that Gothic's going to be coming. At least Gothic. Maybe somebody else too.
I can go. I can back you up with on that.
Okay.
All right, so we're splitting the party. It sounds like Manhattan is staying with the doctor.
I think you should.
With the the Wolfman DJ Wolfman Insta Ray going.
Not to be confused with DJ Wolfman Jack.
Yeah, this is just DJ Wolfman, not DJ Wolfman Jack.
But they probably both had Insta raves. Just,
In this world,
Same.
quite possibly. All right, so Influence and Whippet are going after Skyscraper.
Let's do it.
And our boogeyman and Skater Boy standing with Mr. Manhattan.
Yeah.
And, Sergey.
Yep. Sounds about right.
Mm-hmm.
Before they go, I would like to make up a really quickly knock together basically a laser pointer with the really powerful laser pointer with the daze effect to hand off to Whippet and Skater Boy, basically just to try and put a condition on Skyscraper to aid any possession.
Okay, give me a roll. What
And
rank?
that's going to be at ranks. want this thing to work.
I'm sorry, you cut off rank what?
Rank 6.
Rank 6, alright. Max roll, 12 is the number to beat. Making up for all those ones I rolled earlier.
Ooh.
Oh,
Oh,
missed
close.
by 1.
That's okay if I can't handle Skyscraper. We've got a whip to the eye.
Yep.
Although he's,
Oh.
yeah, we'll see if my whip can even pierce through what is undoubtedly a very tough hide.
Yeah, Skyscraper's known to have gone toe to toe with some fairly rough folk. All right. Carol reports that he has gotten to the top of the V. He is now standing kind of on that V part of the building next to the actual superhero base part. And is like peeking through windows.
Perfect.
And you hear him doing the whole little pig, little pig.
It just got creepier.
So, influencing the Whippet, y'all run to one of the roof accesses because, you know, the base part actually has a door that will open up to the to that V area. You know, because you could have flyers coming in and out. Also, it's very convenient for the window washers.
Sure.
So y'all run out of the V. Skyscraper is standing there. That's it. He's peeking through. Occasionally, he's taking a finger and like poking one of the windows out. And he like announces in there, if you send out Dr. Rustove. I don't know, Sergey, something Russian sounding. You know who I'm here for. Send him out and I'll quit poking holes in your building.
Sorry, he's busy.
He looks down and sees the two little people that have come running out.
Do it.
Well, first, give me an initiative roll.
I'm going to do that too.
And I should probably bring up Skyscraper's stats.
Well, I mean, depending on how much longer we're going, you may not have to.
Yeah, but if I'm going to roll initiative for him, I probably need his stats.
Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah.
So he is coordination. Does he have? He doesn't have any military now. Oh, but he can drive. Why did I give him drive? All right, so Whippet goes on a 9, Influencer goes on a 6, but Skyscraper goes on a 10.
Mm-hmm.
As you hear, the freaky brain guy, and then he tries to punch you.
That freaky brain guy.
I mean, it is the fastest and best response to take.
So that is his prowess. So you... Oh, minimum roll. You gotta beat a 6. So you pretty gracefully dive... You know, you dive and roll kind of under his foot as his foot was coming up to kick you. You kind of roll to one side. And then he brings his foot down, so it's kind of like he's in kind of an extended stance with you on one side of his, you know, of his right foot, and Whippet on the other side of his right foot. And when he realizes he's missed you, you hear crap. Don't look in his eyes.
Tell
Don't look in his eyes.
Skyscraper right now.
Let me check the bookmark benchmarks.
Taller than a fast helicopter.
Yes, he is taller than a fast helicopter.
Incredible.
Oh, I don't know if this really even gives his price because he's not hundreds of miles tall. Because he doesn't literally get skyscraper size, but he is very comparable to like classic King Kong at the moment. You know, he could easily hold Influencer. He's big enough. He could easily hold Influencer and Whippet in one hand.
Okay.
You know, y'all be like G.I. Joe size compared to him. Or Star Wars figures if you prefer. Anything in that kind of 3 3/4 inch range. Next up is Whippet.
All right. So, I am going to. Let's see. We're both standing on top of the V. I don't suppose there's anything for me to latch my whip onto above to try to pull myself up. So I think I might need to I do have athletics, so let's use some athletics. I'm gonna try to just oh wait, he's King Kong size, but he doesn't have I want to see if I can kind of use my whip, use the binding, use the swinging capability of my whip to try to get myself up to maybe at the base of his neck, some place that would be hard for him to reach up to. Is that a thing that could happen, or is there not enough for me to latch onto?
Oh no! You know he's wearing a costume, and there's buckles and loops, and
Turns out he's wearing glasses.
hoops. No, he's not wearing glasses. But there's enough stuff on his suit that enlarged like he is, you can start making your way up.
Yeah, the game plan is to try to get within. Well, obviously get within face whipping. I'm gonna stick to the tried and true. Might be the only way I could hurt someone who's this big and tough. So I'll try that. What should I roll exactly?
Coordination plus athletics, we've got it.
Okay.
Versus his coordination as he tries to kind of shake you loose,
Yeah, let me just enter this in manually.
Ooh, he got a 10.
I'll make a roll for it.
Yep. Yeah, it's coordination.
Coordination.
If you've got athletics, you can throw that in.
Athletics. Yeah, let's give it a whirl. Uh-oh.
Oh, one shy.
Not quite. Yeah.
So you whip up, you loop a belt buckle. You kind of pull yourself up, but in your attempt to get any higher, he starts shifting around, and you wind up losing your grip. But you're still hooked on the belt buckle, so you're kind of swinging from his belt. So you're like hanging down almost, whip around his belt, hanging down to almost knee level.
Okay.
So he's just twisting his hips and sending you kind of swinging back and forth.
Like a Labubu.
Then I think we get to the influencer.
At his back, I presume, because I would have been trying to crawl up his back.
Yeah, we'll say it's one of the further back belt loops.
Okay.
And then it is the influencer.
Okay. I'm going to take my shot. Probably have something sneaky planned.
Alright, so he resists with his will. Which is pretty good. He's got a pretty good will for, a guy that's really usually just your kind of toughy, bricky type. Let's see. And he's got a slot bonus for reasons. But a 1 on the dice will undo all of that. Influencer, you're now looking from a totally different perspective.
I don't suppose I know how to shrink myself.
Think small thoughts.
Yes, think bad things about yourself. Think negatively about yourself. It makes you feel smaller and smaller.
You really haven't invested in your 401k as much as you should.
Man, where do the bad guy villains get vested after only 10 years? You've got to work 15. It's just not fair. So give me a willpower. No, not willpower. Coordination. Give me just a straight coordination roll, influencer. You got an 8. Difficulty was an 8. So you're standing up, and now all of a sudden this, because where you were standing before, that V area that kind of circles the base part of your building. It's pretty wide. It's it's good 8 or 10 feet wide coming out from the base of the building to the top to where the V is.
Right.
Now it's like you're standing on a little ledge though, looking all the way down. Even as big as you are, the Futro building is high. So you get a little wobbly, but you keep your balance.
Just to look down, it's like, whoa.
You lean in, you put your hand on the building, but you don't panic and like grab the building and crush anything. Meanwhile, in the building, the lights in the hallway dim.
I think by now I've noticed that influencer's parable.
Oh, I think Mike froze on us. You with us, Mike?
Just listen to influencer go, get me down from here.
And it waited. The internet waited until Mike started talking, and then it froze up. Are you with us, Mike?
Of course.
I was just wondering. At this point, I assume I figured that influencer's inside a skyscraper.
Yeah, so you're swinging around, and suddenly the skyscraper kind of goes, whoa, and leans forward to the building.
Okay.
But then we're cutting inside the building. Where Boogie and Skater Boy, the light in the hallway has started dimming. Had you already fired up the disco ball?
I had not yet.
Okay. In that case, the light is starting to dim in your room as well.
Yeah, once that happens, I will toss up the
what?
sweet disco ball.
The DJ Wolfman. Insta rave.
Yep.
All right, and what is? All right, where did her sheet go that I had open? Oh, there it is. All right, your device was rank 4 or rank 5?
It's rank 4.
All right, so give me a d6 plus 4. versus hers.
That'll be a 10.
That's a pretty good one.
Best I can do for you is a 10.
Ooh, but she also does a 10. So it gets a little bit dimmer in there. And where she steps through the door, she's definitely got the even in sunlight, she looks like she's standing in the shade. Kind of like Morticia Addams from the Addams Family movie. She's always in the shade when she's got her protective field up. So that is still in effect, but this room does not darken like the hallway did, or as much as the hallway did. It's like the fluorescent lights aren't doing much right now, but the disco ball is just going. Sergey is backed into the back corner, back at the corner of the room. Kenneth Maxner is basically standing, basically shielding him. And that is where we will cut off for the day. As she comes striding into the room, big shadowy sword in her hand. Hope y'all had fun. I enjoyed it. Always got to bring Skyscraper and Gothic into, at least one session every season.
Yeah.
They were the first villains to appear in the campaign.
Skyscraper and Gothic issue.
Well, they were the first villains in the first episode, so I like to keep them fresh. Had to wait a little while this season because we saw so much of them last season.
They are the multiversal lodestone of the Nerd Eternal multiverse.
I've had characters pop up in multiple games, but never them. I had the Reliquary has popped up in other games. John Modison, Godling for Hire, has shown up in other games.
You mean besides icons?
Yeah, I originally created him as my player character in Monster of the Week. He just fit a superhero game well enough that I brought him in here too.
I would have get Scion, but yeah, Monster of the Week's pretty cool.
But anyway, hope anybody that comes by and checks us out, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you join us in should be 2 weeks, barring any holiday
Next year, yeah.
anything. Oh yeah, we should be the 4th next time. So yeah, this was the last game of the year. How about that?
Happy New Year. Merry Christmas, y'all.
Yep. Happy holidays, whichever holiday you're into. I think it's the winter solstice today as we film.
Great.
And then Hanukkah wraps up on like the 22nd.
It's just all the dear whatever Lord we worship, let us get through this winter alive holiday.
Right.
We're halfway there. Let's go. All right. Well, we will see y'all next time. Again, I was your GM for the day, Jason. And with me has been Marigold as the Boogeyman.
Thank y'all so much for joining us.
Curtis as the Influencer.
Laters.
Mike as Whippet.
Happy New Year.
And Taylor as Skater Boy.
See you.
We'll see y'all next time.